God, what is this?
I was aware of the TV show. I used to watch it with the kids, but I thought this is a movie waiting to come out and be dusted off and to be reinvented as a live-action experience.
I'm going to end your hunger once and for all.
We were initially really resistant to the idea of doing it because it's something that we had cared about as kids, and that's always kind of it's on the one hand really exciting to take that challenge, and on the other hand you go like, I don't want to screw this up.
The first thing that I sat down with the writers was an idea to make this a story about a boy in his car, because that's something everybody can relate to.
Films were always about robots in disguise and more than meets the eye. And that more than meets the eye could mean more than just the robots. More than meets the eye could mean something about the human characters.
But there were very few humans that we could draw from. So it meant coming up with characters that didn't exist before.
In the original cartoon, there was a mechanic character who was kind of the basis for Sam.
We kind of looked to movies like E.T. for the way that Elliot became the audience and how we were experiencing the wonder and the magic of E.T. coming to Earth. Our first draft actually was just focused on the kids.
That's awesome! Steven Spielberg called me right when I was finishing The Island, and he said, I'd like to do Transformers, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'll think about it. Hung up. I'm not doing that movie. That's what I said to myself, I'm not doing a toy movie. I thought about it, and I went to Hasbro in Rhode Island, and they put me through Transformers school.
This is the classic G1 Optimus Prime, very much like it was made in the 80s. He had a very simple transformation. Very easy to get from vehicle to robot. We did the full pitch. Robots are not all equal. They're alive, they're sentient men, they have feelings, they have allegiances, there's backstory, there's a conflict, that they are fleshed out characters. And that we've had so many eras, and there's so much potential that they could pull from to make whatever kind of movie they wanted to make.
Something in Transformers just struck me when I was sitting there. I said,
We're under attack!
Our enemy can take any shape. They could be anywhere.
I'll drive, you shoot!
you have to get across. Trust me! What we do is we sit down and gather around and they see what I'm really liking and not liking.
Once he got into the rhythm of it, he started imagining these incredible sequences. And a lot of what we ended up doing action-wise was very collaborative.
He is the sickest action. He doesn't particularly turn into a vehicle or whatever. His form is very much about the environment. The Scorpion is great for the desert, and it's sort of a good, shout out to the fans of like Beast Wars and some of the incarnations.
In pre-production, they built all these animatics, so they know how these animatics build the computerized sort of animation of the scene before they even shoot it.
Scorponaut was one of the ones that we, in the department, animated completely in 3D. I wanted to have the Stallion helicopter, which is basically what he is birthed from. So he has these kind of Sea Stallion helicopter components to him, and the turbines for his hands, and I wanted to see how these things could turn, and how that he could dig in and then jump.
Like these, but there were some that didn't look, they were taller than that. These are target practice?
Right now we're at Holloman Air Force Base in Alamogordo, New Mexico. It's actually a very active military base because they do a lot of...
I'm gonna light this town up, baby.
Ready!
In Mexico, we all had a really good time. We blew up hundreds and hundreds of pounds. So
what happens in this shit? Running through the ground. Do. Of course, I'm not the smartest ranger, so I'm looking around. He's right behind me. Thunk! Right through the chest. And then clunk! Takes me back and eats me. Apparently Decepticons eat children. Ta-da!
In each of the shots that we set up, we have to have a representative size for Scorponok.
You want to mark where this is, where the trench is?
This is an island sphere. Gives us a lighting reference for every environment that we're in. It helps the artist back at island to correctly place all the reference lights and shadows and kind of match everything and make it look like it sits back in the plate.
3, 2, 1, action. You can see in the plate, we had really good elements to start with in this case. And it... You know, it's not a bad job.
You can't be that guy. Mike will eat you alive.
This ain't gonna... It ain't gonna... Trust me, I saw it. I'd stand under it. Trust me, I said. Ready? 3, 2, 1, action!
What he is he's very honest. He's very blunt, visual sense of film.
He like give us those other 4 next a weekend from there, and then we shot at Universal Backlot, and then I shot in Detroit, and I had to all make it feel like it's one place. So you had to keep the scene in your head. I mean, you just had to wrap your head around it.
Jet form is tackling Optimus Prime, and they have to fly through a building. It's so difficult to produce great-looking, randomized, broken pieces of things, especially debris coming out of a building. So our choice here was clear. Let's build as big a miniature as possible. In this case, it was quarter scale, quite large, so large it filled our soundstage. We barely had enough room for what we call the mandrel, which is the shape of the 2 characters glued together. That's a green color. That races through the building, destroys the center of the building, comes out the other side. All this has to happen at about 45 miles an hour, where they only have about 15 feet to ramp up to speed before they hit the first side of the building. And they got to hit the brakes quickly before it slams into the other side of the soundstage on the other side of the building. When we swivel the camera around and we see them land in the street, well, that's a real background plate in downtown Detroit, I believe. But the hit of the robots, of course, there are no robots. I think a couple of explosions were sent off, but you can't tear the real street up in any downtown location. So this is actually one of my favorite shots regarding the use of a simulation to make the asphalt look like it's being torn up by these big, heavy robots hitting the street. I mean, it was months before we could get to a point where we can make this look pretty real. And it's fabulous because you can have a moving camera and still have the street look realistically torn up and all the pieces fine. Fabulous work.